What's up everyone? Michael here. I help people master their life. And in this video, I'm going to share with you an energy update for May 2021. May is a beautiful month. The tulips are blooming, the flowers are starting to bloom, people are starting to cut their grass on a regular basis, and now that it's just past Mother's Day, now people are starting to plant their gardens. So now is a time of expansion. Things are growing, things are becoming more beautiful, people are coming out of their slumber from the winter time. And May is truly a time of expansion outward. But what I see is inside of myself and that I'm seeing in the world right now, and something that is coming through to me, is that with every ounce of expansion, there also is an internal expansion. So like an inward expansion and an external expansion. And when we go through these periods of expansion and inward compression, I guess is another word that I'm trying to say, so compression and expansion, we must always remember to return to our center. Because these are messages and constructs that we are going through to either to compress us in or expand us outward. And these are the flight of the human spirit. These are the things that we have to go through. The peaks and the valleys. But remember, we always have to remember to turn to center. So during this time in the month of May, June, July, it's all about expansion and compression and remembering to turn to our center. And if we do not turn back to our center after these periods of compression or expansion, we will lose ourselves into what it is we are compressing or expanding about. Whether it's a lesson or a trauma or some internal shadow work that we're going through, if we do not return to center, then that particular thing that we're going to focus on or that life is bringing us into an expansive or contracted state, we will lose ourselves in it. And it will actually turn into not a lesson for us, it'll turn into another issue that we have to deal with in itself. Because it's almost like what's happening right now is if somebody pushes you, they're going to push you back. And then it's your choice whether to step back to where you were when you pushed them, or if you want to push back again. And that internal state that we can be in, but sometimes it's really, really good of us to just rest and stop the back and forth, to really allow that pendulum to center down into the middle. And when the center falls into our middle, or when the pendulum settles into the middle, we then are in the observation state, and we can reflect and learn from the two polarities that we just may have experienced. But without this reflection time in our life, it really defeats the purpose of going through it in the first place. And that's how we get all discombobulated and we feel like our life is completely spiraling out of control because we are not giving it time for observation and reflection. So during this month, it's very imperative that we as people, especially those around us or you as an individual, me as an individual, we take hold of ourselves and we allow ourselves the grace in our life to be in the reflective state, to realize in the past year all this expansion and contraction that we have gone through, all this dualistic processing that we have gone through. People are either or they're here, but the middle road is what is healing. The middle road, the common ground, is what you are going to find yourself really learning about who and what you are. Because both states, there is so much knowledge and wisdom to be gained from, but it's only found and integrated in the center. So without the center, we are just being bounced around. We're not having control of our life. And also, observing others' expansive states is a way for us to learn too. So when you see people going through their process in the expansion and contraction, you are going to be able to sit back and you're going to be able to reflect upon it and learn for yourself. And this is a very beautiful place to be when we can learn from other people's experiences. When we learn from other people's experiences, it's truly coming from that, hey, I'm seeing another reflection of myself go through this, and I see something in them that I'm learning, but I'm still going to integrate what I'm learning so I don't actually have to go through that. And we can use all these expansive and contracting states of being that we see people in. We can see all these expansive and contracting states of being that people are in as a reflection of ourselves, and we can learn so much from the collective integrated into our life. And that means if we're learning from other people, that means we can stay in the observation state even longer. I would much rather learn from something else instead of myself having to go through it. And at the same time, there are some things that I do want to learn, so I'm going to put myself through it. But that comes out of choice, which is the power of our universe, which is the power of this life. This is a free will zone. We can do with it what we please. So remember, this month, really look inside of yourself to see what are you trying to expand into, or what are you trying to contract into, and where is your center? The lessons that are coming for you may be so far one way, but it's our job to bring us back into this state, but also understand the other side, and this will stop the whiplash that we can see ourselves going through during a time of uncertainty or confusion, when we see everyone is up in arms about something and we want to lash out. That is just the ping pong paddle ticking the ball back and forth on the paddle, on the table. But when the ball just lands in the middle and it rests, and say it's just spinning there to observe both sides, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. So my friends, my family, give me a like, give me a comment, let me know what you think about this. Where are you right now in your life? Are you expanding? Are you contracting? Are you in the observation state? Or are you on your way back to one of these places? Give me a like, give me a comment. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.